We are living single. Ooh, in a 90s kind of world. I'm glad I got my girls. Keep your head up, what? Keep your head up, that's right. Whenever life get tough, you gotta fight with my homegirl standing to my left and my right. True blue, it's tight like glue. Hey! What's going on, you guys? Welcome to Josiah's World TV. Now, it has been a while since I have done a Where Are They Now Black Sitcom edition. So I wanted to go ahead and include the cast of Living Single and just kind of give you guys a little breakdown of what happened during the season and where is the cast now. So the show aired from August the 22nd, 1993 to January the 1st, 1998. And it starred Queen Latifah, Kim Coles, Erica Alexander, John Hinton, Kim Fields, T.C. Carlson, and then for season 5, Mel Jackson was added into the mix. Now, before I actually go ahead and get into, the breakdown of how the show started, I wanted to go ahead and just briefly bring up really quick from the cast of Friends, David Schwimmer, I hope I said his name right, I know I butchered it, but who played Ross, did an interview with The Guardian and stated that there should be a black version and an all-Asian version of the show Friends. But excuse me, hello, it has already been a black version of Friends, which was Living Single, that actually came out before Friends, and I feel like that Friends took that whole idea of Living Single and made it into their own show. Now, Erica Alexander, who played Maxine Shaw, had to get in that ass and say, "Hey David, are you seriously telling me you never heard of Living Single? We invented the template. You're welcome, bro." So yeah, she definitely got that ass together. So the show Living Single was pitched by Yvette Lee Browser, who also I talked about in my half and half Where Are They Now video. And she wanted to originally create like a version of people that she knew in her life, just a little bit different from what she worked on in the past, a different world, and also hanging with Mr. Cooper. She wanted to kind of create a universe with people that she knew, and also a universe of, black single women and men coexisting and just living the single life. So the idea was pitched in March 1993 to Fox, and it was originally called My Girls. That's why in the first episode, the pilot episode, you see the women in the bathroom singing My Girl, because that was going to be the name of the show. So I felt like that everybody played a very important role in the show, and honestly the ratings was off the roof the first season. It was even higher than Martin for the first season of Living Single back in 93 to 94. And also one of the most highest rating shows in the 90s on Fox. Now, the 6 main characters played a very important part in the show as well. You had Khadijah James, who was played by Queen Latifah. So she was the dope ass editor for the black magazine called Flavor. Also, the fun, bubbly, and a little tad ditzy assistant, which is her cousin, Synclaire James, played by Kim Cole. And then you had the other, the spunky, bougie, bad and bougie roommate, which is Regine Hunter, played by Kim Fields. And then you also had the neighbor who was always over there, dropping in on the women, eating their food, and going back and forth with Kyle, Maxine Shaw, played by Erica Alexander. And then upstairs in the apartment, they share with the very Afrocentric stockbroker, Kyle Barker, played by T.C. Carlson. And then also the handyman, who eventually falls in love with Synclaire, Overton Jones, who played by John Hinton. Now, there was plenty of epic moments on the show Living Single. I mean, it kept me all the way. I think honestly, my favorite seasons had to be the first 3 seasons. After that, 4th season was cool. 5th season, was the absolute worst. They just should have just done them 4 seasons, honestly, because the 5th season was only 13 episodes. They added Mel Jackson. Honestly, no shade to him, talented actor, but he didn't really add anything for me towards that 5th season. Kyle Barker was MIA from the last few episodes, as well as Kim Fields, nowhere to be found. And for the longest, the fans was really trying to figure out what in the hell happened to Kyle on Living Single. Now, last year he actually did a dope ass interview with Comedy Hype. You know, he spilled all the tea and basically said that he did not leave the show, but he got fired for expressing how he felt on the show Living Single. Because honestly, like shows like Friends, it was a huge ass competition. It was these black actors and actresses was not getting the same pay that they deserve, especially if they put out the blueprint for other shows like Friends. So he was the one, and I can definitely see it based off his personality on the show. He was the one who actually spoke out against these things and said what needed to be said.
I got fired. We had a lot of, I won't say a lot, but there were times when we had issues on the show. And we would come to them as a cast. But I would be the spokesperson for it. And so that last season before I left, they called me in. And they basically said, well, you know, all these problems that, you know, we've been having, they listen to you. You're the person they listen to. So if you said something else, then they would do that. And I kind of looked at them. I said, well, first of all, we're dealing with 5 grown people, and they have their own mindset and their own ideas about what we're doing. And everything we come to you with is a group decision, not my decision. But if you think I have that much power, then I need to have a different job. I need to have a different job. And I don't think they like that.
Was the issue consistent? What would we?
No, there were a lot of different issues. You know, sometimes it was script, sometimes it was the way we were being treated. It was just various things that happened through the course of the seasons.
Yeah.
You know, and when we had issues, we talked to them about it. I think part of it is even now, if you're African American, you shut your mouth and do the job.
Yeah.
Don't ask questions. Be happy that you got a job. And my whole time on Living Single, I was happy I had a job, but I understood the importance of the job I had. I understood the importance of what these characters meant to my community. And so when I come to you with a problem, it's because of that, not because of ego. And they looked at it as ego. So that season I was at home watching the final, and I asked them, because they sent me off in the episode, they were sending me off to London. And I said, so you getting ready to fire me? I just need to know so I can line up my stuff and so I can be prepared. They're like, no, we never break up the group. No, we wouldn't do that. Watching the episode goes off. Not 2 minutes later, my phone rings. And it's my lawyer telling me that they're not going to bring me back next year.
So, unfortunately, that 5th season, they decided to go ahead and cancel the show only after 13 episodes because due to the ratings and just big changes made to Fox. Over 23 years later, after the last season of Living Single, where is the cast of Living Single now? What are they up to? So I got you. I'm only going to do the main characters of the show. So let's go ahead and get into that. So Mel Jackson actually played our lead Trip Williams in season 5. So he was an aspiring songwriter and a snooze fest in my opinion. But he was Khadijah and Regine's new roommate. He might look familiar on the shows Soul Food, Deliver Us from Eva back in 2003. He's been in many plays. You know, he's dope in Black Hollywood. Like, he's Black Hollywood royalty. I try to research him on social media. You know, he pretty much stays out the limelight. He stays to himself. So he doesn't have any kids from what I understand. He's not married. So the next person I want to go ahead and talk about is T.C. Carlson, who played Kyle Barker. You know, who gets into it, like I said earlier, with Max back and forth. And they're on and off again love interests. Excellent connection. Now, I will say this. He has been in a lot of voice actor roles. So he's been in roles such as, you might see him in your favorite video games such as Star Wars, Clone Wars, from 2008 to 2014, God of War, Star Trek. In 2002, he has released a jazz album called The Truth. So he is also a jazz musician, and he is still to this day real close with his living single co-worker Erica Alexander. And speaking of them, they actually did appear on another show by Yvette Lee Browser called Half and Half. They did a crossover on one of the episodes, resuming their, roles Maxine Shaw and Kyle Barker. That was a really interesting crossover. But now you can actually catch him on Twitter. You can catch him on Instagram doing his own cooking show. He is a dope ass chef. And also he speaks on a lot of social injustice situations. So he is still to this day very active in the community and using his voice and influencing the next generation of creatives. So shout out to UTC Carlson. Now the next person that I want to actually talk about is John Hinton. Now I don't know if y'all really know this or not, but John Hinton and Kim Fields briefly dated while on the scene on the show Living Single. Yes, they was briefly dating, but it didn't really go anywhere. But after Living Single, John Hinton joined the Hughleys from 1998 to 2002, and he's been in other sitcoms such as 101. He's been on The Parkers, Hannah Montana. In September 2000, he actually got in a car crash and almost lost his life. He lost 11 teeth and broke both of his legs from driving drunk leaving a Halloween party. He had to have multiple surgeries to get everything repaired, and he said it was the most biggest life-changing experience that he has ever dealt with. So Kim Fields, who played Regine Hunter. So now Kim Fields does a lot of behind the scene work. She has done so much directing for shows like Kenan and Kel, Meet the Browns, House of Pain, Let's Stay Together that used to be on BET. And back in 2015, Kim Fields joined the season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta in season 8, where she famously feuded with Kenya Moore.
But when I say something, I would say, really? Oh, what you gonna do?
So I feel like, in my opinion, Kim should have never really joined the Real Housewives of Atlanta because I feel like that she was kind of above it. But towards the end, like the reunion, she was giving it to me. She was giving it to us. But I don't think that was a really good career move on Kim Fields. And I feel like that she never really watched the show before she actually joined because she didn't really know how to deal with the shades and the reads, But it's okay, we all make mistakes in life. So after she was on a 22nd season of Dancing with the Stars, and she actually completed 8th place. In 2007, she married Chris Morgan and had her first child in 2007 and also her second child in 2013. She is still working in Hollywood and aging very gracefully. I be following her on Instagram and she be giving me life. Now let's go ahead and talk about Erica Alexander. She has actually been very active in Hollywood as well. So in 2002, she played Dee Mullen in the show Street Time. And she's been in plenty of guest roles over the few years too. Law and Order, SUV. Like I said, she reprised her role in Half and Half, ER, CSI, and been in plenty of movies as well. So she actually have recurring roles in Queen Sugar recently. And she actually won a NAACP award for her role in Black Lighting for an outstanding guest performance. So sis is still out here winning the awards, doing her thing. She was married to Tony Perrier from 1997 to 2017. And she actually campaigned for Hillary Clinton back in 2008. So she is the co-founder of Color Farm Media. And she also has a podcast out now called The Big Playback. Kim Cole's Life After Living Single. So sis has been in a few things as well. She's been in 101. She was the author of the book I'm Free But It Will Cost You back in 2008. She was on shows such as Celebrity Fit Club, Celebrity Mode, To Tell the Truth. She done appearances on RuPaul Drag Race. She's been in a few, shows. Now she's a motivational speaker. So she goes out and encourages women of color. And she was also married twice, but she has no kids. So Queen Latifah, the big boss, who played Khadijah. Listen, now if you don't know who Queen Latifah is, you must be living under a rock. Sis is legendary, okay? Legendary. She has been in so much stuff since the show Living Single She's been in plenty of movies such as Bring It Down the House, Taxi, Beauty Shop, Last Holiday, Girl Trip. She won an Emmy for her show Betsy. She was in the movie Chicago. She was a talk show host, a mogul. Now she is very private about her life. Okay, she don't really talk about her life, but we all know that Queen Latifah, is a lesbian. I mean, that's clearly, and it's okay. She don't have to tell us what we already know. She's partnered to Ebony Nichols, who is a professional photographer who was first mentioned on Dancing with the Stars in 2009, and the couple had welcomed a baby in early 2019. On the flip side, unfortunately, Queen Latifah has lost her mother, who was she very, very, very close to, Rita Owens, on March the 21st, 2018 due to heart failure. She has already lost her brother in a previous car accident. So that was a really, 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 really rough time for her. And sending my best condolences out to Queen Latifah for that. She's also a celebrity spokesperson for CoverGirls and has her own brand called the Queen Collection. In 2021, she has covered People magazine for her legacy. So, with that being said, guys, that is what the cast of Living Single has been up to. This cast was always phenomenal. The show is a phenomenal. I don't think that there needs to be a reboot of the show because I feel like that some things just need to be left where it was. Maybe you could do a spin-off with one of the cast members or something, but not a whole complete reboot of the show, okay? I just couldn't see. But guys, let me know your thoughts and opinions on the show Living Single and what are your favorite moments of the show? Let me know in the comments below. Let's go ahead and get this discussion going. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Hey, what's up guys, it's Josiah's World TV. Now if you like this video, make sure you click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be notified when I post more videos. Bye bye.